Blackwell is our next speaker. I think one of the main things resonating is partnership and a pride in cities going through this morning, which is wonderful to see. Amazing to see how far the country really has progressed. Mark is a leading advisor in partnership building and advising locations on creating and maintaining effective partnership working.
Thank you. I think I'm going to struggle to see everybody over the top here, but hopefully you can hear even if you can't see. And hopefully you don't struggle too much with my strange accent. Okay. What we've been talking about a lot today is partnership working. And it is a tried and tested formula. Our ATCM has been around for 21 years. It's our coming of age this year. And it is first and foremost about getting the right people around a table, which we've seen as a consistent message from all our speakers today. And then it's working with those people to create this shared vision for the future. Whether this is about your evening and nighttime economy, and I do think the two things are different, or the wider perspective of the way you want your town to grow, getting that shared vision is really important, and from that vision you can then put a plan together. And what Purple Flag does, and if you go to the Purple Flag website, you've heard about the snapshot survey. There are lots of tools on there that are free to use. You just download it and start looking at how your place works and getting that plan together. And then it's about doing things, and I'll come back to action. Trying to do it in a way that's sustainable, which the Business Improvement District does, of course, and then go on and communicate your success. So we have something which we call the 4 A's, which is about your place being attractive, accessible, having the right amenities in place, and of course the action work. So the key attractions, of course, retail is often at the top there, but retail never was the whole story. And we are beginning to see retail destinations changing, and the evening and nighttime economy becoming more important. We're going to come back to that because it is a big part of the business community. So it is about business, it's about employment, it's about having a good mix of arts, culture and entertainment, although some places will decide to specialise. We have awarded Purple Flag to a village in England. It's actually quite a small village. It has only 2 or 3 shops, but it has 27 evening and nighttime economy destinations, mainly restaurants. But that's what they've specialised in, and they've done very well. And of course, you know, towns are transport hubs, and they should be suitable for people of all ages. And I don't fit the 1934 bracket either, actually. I know you'll be amazed to learn. So in terms of accessibility then, people need to be able to get to a place. Public transport initiatives are important, as is car parking. We've got a huge debate in the UK at the moment about the cost of car parking as it goes up. And the one thing about Ireland, the way it's changed in the last few years, is there's been fantastic development in the road network. That makes places much more accessible. People can now choose where they want to go much more easily for their shopping, for their evening, and so you have to be competitive. And when people get to your place, they do be able to find their way around. They do want it easy. They can use their apps on their phone. But don't forget to think about people who have disabilities. It's about 14% of the population in the UK that have some form of disability. And so, you know, their pound or euros as good as anybody else's. The next area then is around amenities. And we've heard this phrase used a lot, quality of experience. It is really important that people go away and say, I had a great time when I was here. And feeling safe and secure is a key part of that, as we've heard. When I was looking at John's map with the hotspots on, it did seem to be, most of the hotspots seem to be around your office, which just saying what we saw on the screen, you know. And this issue over clean and safe is important. The cleanliness bit actually does sometimes mean you've got some tough decisions to make, because maybe the nighttime economy will go through to 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then people start coming out at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and somewhere in between you need a miraculous cleaning up of all this. So it's about organising yourself to cope with those things. Toilets is a big issue. Just want to talk briefly about toilets. My wife judges a place on the quality of the toilets. And we've got a huge issue in the UK in that all the public toilets are being closed. Cost-saving exercise, non-statutory function. So they're all being taken out. And that has implications for, when people do come out at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, where do they go? So these things, again, have to be looked at and thought about. Seating, about the quality of public spaces, and of course, they have to work at all times of the day. So the fourth A then is about action, and if town centre management is about one thing, it's about doing things. I found the world is full of people who will tell you what they're going to do, but I really like to talk to people who tell you what they've done. And if town centre management's about anything, as we've heard from Jim and from Johnny, it's about getting things done. And partnerships is a key function here. You do need somebody to pull these things together so that people can work together and see what their common purpose is. And then you can go through to communicating and marketing, and I'll just come back to that shortly. So this is a slide that I think is a very busy slide. I'm not going to talk all of it through, but this is sort of a process really. On the left-hand side, where it talks about development, it's about getting the offer right. So if you've got some major infrastructure things to do, you need to look at your transport, about wayfinding, getting signage up. It's about getting those things right first. But of course they have to be maintained. And that's where the management comes in, making sure that it's kept clean, the quality is there, it is safe, you develop the nighttime economy, it is accessible and all those things. And that needs to be somebody's job to work on that. And then the final stage is marketing. Then you go out and tell the world about it. And there is a tendency for people to jump straight to, let's tell everybody what a wonderful offer we've got, without looking in any detail of actually, what is that offer, how is it perceived, how is it working. And what the Purple Flag system does is actually it looks at all those things. It helps you look first of all at getting the offer right, and then thinking about how you maintain it, and then go on and use it as marketing. The Purple Flag website is out there, purpleflag.org.uk, and all the tools for you to look at Purple Flag are there, and they're free. I'll repeat that, and they're free. So you can download those tools, you can do your own snapshot survey, you can start to put your partnership together, and then if you need some help or support from us, it's there. We can come over, we can run something called a Kickstart workshop, which is a one-day workshop. We can look at it from, as Alex said, a long-term work with you, and a development program for which there is a cost. But it just gets you thinking about the evening and nighttime economy, how it works, and getting the right people around the table so that you can create this experience worth having. And we hope that it will then give you a competitive advantage. This is, let's be honest about it, what you want to do is make your place succeed. And Purple Flag is part of that picture. When we have the Purple Flag Awards, twice a year, we have never yet had everybody who applies get a Purple Flag first time. And we make these guys work really hard. Yeah, okay. And that's right and proper, because if it was easy, there'd be no point. You don't get Purple Flag unless you're good enough, I'm afraid. And it is independently assessed. As Alex said, we have this team of assessors who are experienced in working in the nighttime economy. Police officers, town centre managers, licensees, they go to other places and they carry out these assessments on our behalf. So if you apply and you don't get it, I'm afraid you can't blame me because it's independently assessed. But when we do have the Perfect Life Awards, it's bringing people together to celebrate the success that they've achieved. And one of the things we always say to people at the Perfect Life Awards is wear something perfect. Hence, perfect stripes on my shirt, and Jim's got a perfect tie on. He did make this mistake at last year's awards. He was saying to a lady who came to the door and I was there to meet her, and I said, everybody's supposed to wear something purple. She looked me straight in the eye and said, I am. I didn't ask any more questions. So, you know, the last slide I want to leave you with then is what we call having this openness to change and alternative thinking, because our towns and cities do have to change. The world is changing. As Richard said, they're changing at a tremendous pace. And if we continue to do the same thing and expect a different result, that's Einstein's definition of insanity. And you all look perfectly sane to me. Thank you very much.